Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Evening.
Good
Good
evening.
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 A very warm welcome to our Elite Debaters' first online debate meeting. Well, I'm looking forward to this debate as much as all of the participants who are all seated in front of their either laptops or their phones. My name is Gayatri Ravindran. I am the Sergeant at Arms today for you. And I would like to lay down certain ground rules. There is only one entry and one exit, and that is through Toastmaster Wafa's hands. Exit is up to you. Make sure that you are all going to be seated and you all enjoy the meeting. And please put your phones on mute while the others are speaking so that you can hear. Of course, the host is able to do this as well, but please keep your mic on mute mode so that no small sound is heard. A lot of time we do not realize that the computer and our phones, microphones are very, very powerful. They can pick up the slightest sound, and that creates echoes and does disturb the meeting. An online meeting requires everyone's cooperation, and I'm looking forward to the cooperation of everyone here who's going to be participating in our meeting today. Those were the ground rules. If there is anyone who wishes to say something, as DTM Wafa said, please raise your hand or write a comment in the chat box. Your words will be heard. Now, can we move on to our next interesting thing? Let's read out our club mission. I'm reading it out. You can repeat it after me, along with me, rather than after me, say it along with me. The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a positive and supporting atmosphere in which members are empowered to develop their communication and their leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Excellent. I think all of us have been saying this. Wonderful. Let's all give excellence. I'm reminded of the American University of Kuwait here. Now, it's my pleasure to hand over the meeting segment. I'm not sure whether Prince is here. Let me have a look. If Toastmaster, yes, indeed.
I'm here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to Elite Debaters' first meeting online, the 50th meeting of the club. Let me hand over the screen to Toastmaster Prince, our
Is that how we say whoa?
Woo!
Okay, I heard some
Over
woos.
to you,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Prince.
All right, thanks, Gayatri. Thanks for a wonderful introduction and a great start to our meeting today. So, what's amazing with today's meeting is that there are three things that are amazing about today's meeting. First is that it's our first Elite Debaters online meeting. We never thought it would be possible, but it's possible thanks to a virus that came in our lives. But then, nevertheless, it happens. So, online meetings, great. That's the first step. The second thing is it's our 50th meeting at Elite Debaters, and it's been a long journey. So for all the people who've been a part of this club and helped us build this club, thank you very much. It's great to be here and attend the 50th meeting of Elite Debaters. Cheers to Elite Debaters. All right, and the third interesting thing is that this is going to be my first meeting at Toastmasters where you may be interrupted by my son's sounds behind, jumping everywhere. I've tried to lock him up, and but it doesn't work. So if you hear him, please pardon it, but the debate will go on as it is. So that's about it from my side. Thank you very much, everyone who are here at this meeting today, joining us. Very interesting to see so many people who've not seen them in the past attending any elite debaters meetings, but I'm really glad to see everyone here, and I'm sure we're going to have a dynamic meeting ahead. And now I would like to hand over, I cannot say the podium, but the mic back to the Sergeant at Arms. Oh, sorry, to Wafa, sorry. Back to Wafa. Wafa, all yours.
Thank you, President, and welcome Toastmasters from Kuwait and Gulf and anywhere in the world. I'm welcoming you to our Elite Debaters 50th meeting. We will have a lot of fun as usual, but this time through the web, a distance, and online. Now, I'm so happy that I will be the Toastmasters, and in Elite Debaters, for the people who don't know, we have the Toastmaster of the day. He is, or she is, the same as the moderator. So I will be handling the whole meeting from the beginning till the end as your host. Now, some ground rules for our Zoom account. We have a co-host, and the co-host is Adam. And Adam is following up the mute and unmute for role players and making sure that to reply in chat privately or to everyone depends. So he's controlling the communication with our members and guests. Make sure your mobiles are silent because they can affect our meeting. And if you don't need to have the mic, please make sure it is muted. We have a great team today, and let me introduce the role players. We have two role players, and in Elite Debaters, we don't have grammarian and accounter. We have the general evaluator and we have the timer. And we will start by asking the general evaluator, what is his role? We started 5 minutes late, I know. What is your role? Help me welcome Alan Paul as our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Didi Wafa Salman. It is a pleasure to be here with you all. So my role as a general evaluator is to evaluate the meeting as a whole, and towards the end of the meeting, I'll be calling my evaluators who will be evaluating the debate. I'll not be having the role players report like we usually have in a meeting, but rather you will see the evaluations that are done for the debating session. With that being said, I know I'm not so strict that I'm going to look into each and every minor details, but relax. As long as we are having a smooth, good quality meeting, I'm fine with that. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, our general evaluator. And we are always welcoming the critical and constructive feedback. So we need to be better next time. And our second role player is our timer. And the timer in Debaters Club is a little bit different. It's a headache for the timer because different timing and different segments. But I will call now our timer, Firya, to tell us a general about the colors and how she will use them. Firya, the control is with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Wafa. This is the first time I'll be the timer for Elite Debaters Club and for the debate. So pardon me if I make mistakes, but just in case I would already ask Toastmaster to be my backup in case anything goes wrong. So let me tell you what I have in front of me about the timings. The table topics will be for 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. 1.5 minutes, the yellow card, which looks a bit white, but please consider it as yellow. It is actually yellow. And at 2 minutes, I'll show you the red card with 30 seconds of grace period, which you will not be told that the 30 seconds are also over. After that, in the debating section, the first affirmative is for 4 minutes. That is the captain. He will be shown the green card at 3 minutes, the yellow card at 3.5, and the red card at 4. Followed by, should I go on? Should I explain everything, right?
No, just the table topics is enough now. And
Okay,
in the next segment, we will explain the timing for the next segment.
Okay.
Thank you a lot, Firya, for your first time. And now, our meeting will be divided into 3 segments. The first segment is the table topics, and our table topics is different. We are debating, but based on our opinion, not our own researches. And the second segment is the debate itself. We have a resolution, and we have two teams that they will be in a battle and fight themselves to prove who is right and who is wrong. And the third segment will be run under general evaluator, will evaluate the whole meeting, the affirmative team, the negative team. So this is the three segments of our meeting. I will call upon now our table topics master. And our table topics master for today is Elena Paul. In table topics, we don't have grace period, just a reminder, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Each debater and Elena will explain a little bit more about it. Help me welcome Elena Paul, our table.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, yes.
Right. Welcome to the LI Debaters Table Topics Debate segment. Now, table topics is one area I am terrified of. And then LI Debaters came up with table topics debate session. A table topics debate? I know. Let me explain it to you. As the table topics master, I'll call upon two volunteers. Now, one will be on the affirmative side, that is, they will talk for or positively about the topic, and the other will be on the negative side, that is, they will talk against or contradict the topic. Now, once we establish who is going to be taking which side, I will be flipping a coin, and we will decide who is on the affirmative side and on the negative side. I will then read out the topic twice, and we will start with the affirmative side and then the negative side. The timing for each is 1 to 2 minutes. So, can I have two volunteers for this demo table topic session?
Can I say something?
Yes.
If we are not using the camera, we can put it off. Sometimes it's making, I don't know, I was logged out because of lots of traffic. So if we are not talking, we can put off all the role players and the timer, they will be on with the camera. So that's a request, if you can do it. Sorry, back to you, Elena.
Perfect. So let me call upon our first two volunteers. Can I have DTM Wafa and Toastmaster Gayatri with us for our first demo session? Where is Gayatri, ma'am?
Okay,
She's here?
I'm ready.
Yeah, okay. Do you want, DTM Wafa, do you want to be heads or tails? Head or tail?
Head.
Head or tail? All right. So affirmative, whoever is affirmative is going to be decided now. We have head. DTM Wafa will be heads, affirmative, and DTM Gayatri will be negative. So our first topic for today. Can we have the others?
Water, no. Water water.
Ramana, please unmute your mouth, please.
Petti, Neil Batnana.
Yeah, okay, we got that. But can you please mute
Adigi,
your phone?
Mute lo pettandi. Ramana, మీ microphone mute lo pettandi. Ramana. Can moderator unmute everyone? Or mute everyone, sorry.
Moderator, kindly mute everyone.
Co-host has to mute everybody.
All right. So can we begin? The topic for today. Resolved. Animals must have the same right to life as human beings. I repeat, resolved. Animals must have the same right to life as human beings. Affirmative.
What is the timer? Let me pin our timer. Feria. Yeah, I saw the timer. I can start. So can you repeat the topic, please?
Right.
Animals?
Resolved. Animals must have the same right to life as human beings.
Table topics, master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Good evening. I got a resolution that animals must have the same rights as a human being. I'm totally with that subject. And the reason why, God created us all as creatures by his hand. And we as creatures should have the same right. Anything created by God and can have life, you know, plants has got lives, even the rocks has got lives. So anything has got life should have the same right. So what about these animals that they are making our life better by being our best friends, by being our best protectors, and by being there for us? Animals should have the same right that a human being should have, because they are created by God, they have a soul, and if we have an animal at our home, we have to give him the right care and control that you are giving to your child and family. So animals should have the same rights as a human being, as they are creatures created by God, and we are living in this world together. Back to you, table topics.
Thank you, DP and Wafa. I will make sure not to kill any of my plants. And now let us hear from our negative team, negative side. Toastmaster Gayatri, can we hear from you now? Unmute yourself. Co-host, can you help?
I did. Can you repeat the topic for me, please?
Yes. Resolved. Animals must have the same right to life as human beings.
What kind of a topic is this? What kind of a question is this? Why should animals and other creatures have the same right as we humans? Human beings are at the top of the food chain, the whole pyramid of life. We deserve the best. We deserve everything. We have those rights. The others are all subservient to us. They do not come up to our level at all. So as long as they are there to serve us, we are the masters. We have the right. Why should they get the right at all? Once we start giving the right to these animals, they take over. We have to look at every single thing that happens to them. A little dog gets hurt, oh my God, the rights of the dog. A lion gets hurt, oh my God, the lion, the rights of the lion. Come on. There has to be some sensible conclusion to the whole argument. Top of the food chain, top of the pyramid of life, it's the human. Definitely, no other creature, no other species on this planet deserves the right to life as much as we do. And what about our rights when a dog bites or a lion bites us? Nobody talks about the human's rights. Everyone goes around thinking of the animal rights. No, table topic master, I do not agree with this topic at all. They do not deserve any rights. It's only the human beings that deserve the right to life. Over to you.
Wow. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am, for that amazing contradictory statement. Now, we will have our second volunteer. Toastmaster Srinivas has volunteered to take in the second part. Can I have one more volunteer for our second topic? You can raise your hand before I call upon anyone I like. All right. I will have Toastmaster Gada. All right. So we have Toastmaster Srinivas and Toastmaster Gada.
Oh.
Can I hear from you both? Are you here? Yes.
Yes, I'm online.
All right.
Can you hear me, guys? Okay.
Of course.
All right.
Hi.
Would you like, Toastmaster Srinivas, would you like to be heads or tails?
Head.
All right.
Oh,
And, oh, it's tails. So you will
why
be on the
didn't you ask
negative
me
side.
first?
Radha will be on the affirmative
First time
side.
to be debater. This is unfair.
No, Gada, you will be on the affirmative side. I'm not sure.
It's my first time to be on debaters, so
All right.
be quiet on me.
All right. So are we ready for the
Okay.
topics? The topic.
Inshallah.
All right.
Okay.
Resolved. Barbie is a good role model for young girls. I repeat, Barbie is a good role model for young girls. I will place the question in the chat so that you can have a look at it in case nobody has heard it.
Okay.
And now we will hear from our affirmative side. Toastmaster Gada, the screen is all yours.
Can I be the opposite side? Okay.
The coin decided.
Okay. Sometimes I agree with that. All women and girls and young ladies, even older ladies, must be a Barbie in themselves. They must take care of their hair, body, figure, their makeup, their nails. If even they are working outside home, they should take care of the hands, how smooth they are, how gracious they look, and how to wear their outfits in a very nice way. This is amazing for every woman to be a Barbie in herself, just for the sake of herself first, not for others' opinions, just to be a queen. And all women, all girls, young or old, they are queens in themselves. They have to trust themselves, be in the better shape, even in their homes with their husbands and their kids, not only for workmates or even to go out in a nice way. And when she comes back to home, you find her untidy all the time. So all of the girls should be a model of a Barbie, even if she is a Buffy Barbie like me. Even if she is fat, it's okay. I do agree, but I do believe in this. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gada, for that interesting take on Barbie as a good role model for girls. Now, let us hear from the negative side. Toastmaster Srinivas, are you ready?
Yes, I am, and I don't agree with it.
And the stage is yours.
Barbie has always been portrayed as a very sophisticated toy, and I'm sure most of them who have associated with this toy have always been of affluent class. Those who buy such toys for their growing up girls and girls at a tender age where they get influenced believe to be Barbie their world. But actually, when they grow up to be women, they become more responsible. And women are the most important beings in the society for a fact that they are going to be mothers shaping the world. And it is not all riches that is going to bring about those kind of changes, what the society has to undergo to make a very accomplished world. Hence, Barbie is not an ideal toy for a girl to be influenced with. On the other hand, I would always prefer toys which would incite from a very tender age among women the sense of being responsible mothers, responsible sisters, responsible co workers, so on and so forth. Hence, I don't agree with your topic of Barbie being an ideal toy for a girl. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. I've heard from both the sides and now I'm confused. I've had a lot of Barbie dolls when I was younger and a lot of other toys because I have two brothers, so it's okay. Next, let me choose who our next two table topic speakers are going to be. Oh, Tony's raising his hand. Okay, so we'll have Tony and anybody else, or shall I? Not Tavasum, you're already speaking, so no. All right, let me. Oh, okay. There's another page. Can I have Toastmaster Umar Farouk? Hi. Okay, so we will have Toastmaster Umar Farouk and Toastmaster Tony. Are you guys ready?
Can you hear
Toastmaster
me?
Umar, I will give you the benefit. Do you want heads or tails?
Heads.
All right.
Head.
Heads. So you will be affirmative, and Toastmaster Tony, you will be on the negative side.
All right.
And your topic is resolved. Social media has improved human communication. I repeat, social media has improved human communication. Affirmative side, Toastmaster Umar, the screen is all yours.
I completely agree with this thing that social media has improved our communication. That's why we are talking over Zoom right now, and we are having a wonderful debate. This is the benefit of social media that is in place for us. So whether you are texting, whether you are on a voice call, whether you are on a video call, you can communicate with everybody around the world without any cultural barriers or anything else. You can communicate with anybody you want, and you can reconcile the differences that you have with others on any level, whether it is religious or communication level or educational level. So I always believe that social media, if used effectively, I always believe that there are always two sides of to argument or anything. So if you are using for the benefit and for the good purpose, then it's the best thing that you can have. And while sitting in home, you can connect with everybody around you. So that's the one of the main advantages, and that bridges the communication gap around the world. This world is a global village, according to me, and the social media connects as a nexus point, like a connecting point. It's like a network of all the individuals, working classes, and different cultures and races, and all coming together in unity in these struggling times. And I always believe if you are communicating from heart to heart and on a mental level, I can always believe that social media can be used as an effective tool of communication. Back to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umar. I think you're not from Kuwait, am I right?
I am from Saudi Arabia, Khobar, District 79.
Oh, it's great to have you here. Thank you for that amazing table topic. And now let us hear from our negative side. Toastmaster Tony, the screen is all yours.
Am I unmuted now? All right.
Yes, we all can hear you.
Yes, you are.
All right. Okay. Table topics master and my honorable affirmative opponent. The topic is social media has helped improve human communication. I don't agree with the statement completely. Mainly because, first of all, let me touch on one thing my honorable opponent said, that social media is like the software that we are using, Zoom. Now, Zoom is not part of social media. This is just a technical thing I'm saying. But when it comes to human communication, they say 90% of human communication is non-verbal. That means it's your gesture, it's your facial expressions. Is an emoji actually going to reflect your actual facial expression?
I know there are so many emojis out there right now, but you're not able to completely express yourself using emojis. Another thing, there is actually now a word in the English language. It's a new word that was added to the dictionary a few years ago. It's called pubbing. That's P-H-U-B-B-I-N-G. This is when you are snubbing someone and preferring to use your mobile phone. There are so many examples of people sitting in a room. There will be 15 people sitting in the room that instead of communicating verbally and talking with each other, they rather be browsing on their phone. I have experienced this myself, and it's created a lot of frustration. If you want to communicate certain corporate messages or maybe business messages, fine, you can use the social media. But direct human-to-human contact, don't use social media. There is a restaurant in Los Angeles which actually gives 10% discount to the customers if they leave their phones at the entrance, because they want people to face each other and talk. I'm done with my topic. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tony. All right, we had two sides to that, two extreme sides to that. I think I'll be in the middle. I agree that we need social media at least 50% of our life, or lesser than that, something, but we need it a little bit in order to communicate to you guys right now. Timer, do we have time for more topics? Shall we go for one last topic? Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Yeah,
we do. We have around 7-8 minutes.
All right. Okay. So we have one volunteer. We have Iman Yusuf. Am I saying your name right? We have Iman Yusuf as one volunteer, and a second one. Any volunteers? Shall I choose? I feel like I have a lot of power because I can just choose someone from the screen. Okay, we have, can I have Toastmaster?
Safe Sheikh, ask Safe Sheikh.
Safe Sheikh, all right. Toastmaster Safe Sheikh, can you unmute yourself? All right, okay. Both of, yeah, okay, you can unmute yourselves. Toastmaster Iman, since you volunteered first, would you like to be heads or tails?
Excuse me?
Heads or tail? I'll flip the coin so you can be on the affirmative side or the negative side.
Head or tail? Head, okay.
Heads, all right, heads for affirmative. You will be on affirmative side, and Toastmaster Safe Sheikh would be on the negative side. Before that, can I have a quick introduction, where you're from and if you're a Toastmaster Iman?
I am from Alexandria, Egypt, Alexandria Toastmasters. I am a lab doctor and I'm at work now. Yeah. I graduated from Faculty of Science.
All right. Okay. So you're a Toastmaster then?
I am in Alexandria Toastmasters, Surgeon at Arms. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Toastmasters side?
Chef, I'm Toastmaster Chef Ali Sheikh, and I don't know you people are knowing me or not. I'm ex-District 79 Governor at the old timer. So when it was joined for the entire Middle East. So now I'm in Pakistan and a member of Lahore Toastmaster Club.
Okay, that's great. We've got two amazing Toastmasters joining us for today's meeting. All right, so let's go on and have our topic for our debate today. All right. The topic is resolved. Is it better to be honest and poor than to be dishonest and rich?
Oh.
I'll repeat. Is it better to be honest and poor than to be dishonest and rich? We will start with the affirmative side. Toastmaster Iman, the stage is all yours.
Okay. When you be honest and you have like make everything in a right way and be believe in everyone. Actually, even you don't have money at the beginning, so when people know that you are a good person, they will support you and trust in you to have a lot of opportunities. As evaluation of personality, it depends on you. It depends on you. If you are a cheater, okay, it's okay that you will be rich at the moment, but you will lose all people around you. The part of success is not the money, it's your mentality and people that support you. So it's okay that you will, at the beginning, you don't have money, but you have the believing, you have the good character. So it's not about honesty only, about charisma, honesty, and support yourself and support others. So it's the main core of success. So for a long time, for a long term, you will have different opportunities. Even you don't succeed in that, or you have no money in that, so you will open all doors. But for people who are cheater, you okay, you will lose all opportunities as Allah will give for us opportunity according to our efforts. It's not by cheating, it's by your efforts, by your believing in your dreams. Yeah, sorry that I'm not okay. Timers, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, for that interesting take on the topic. And let's hear from our negative side, Toastmaster Safe. You can unmute yourself. Okay, stage is all yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
The topic is given to me is entirely a different perspective of my life. And it is, I can frankly tell you, it is sometimes, it's all depend that you are honest or the cheaters, or you become a rich or become a poor. It's vary from time to time. If the cause is to support the peoples who are in isolation nowadays, so they need the money, they need the help. If you can cheat someone who has money and who has the resources, why not to cheat them, get the money and help the poor, needy people? It is not a matter of dishonest or the honest. It's a matter of how you are going to approach it. It's a matter of how you are going to deal the situation. Get the money from the cheater, whether it's the honesty or the dishonesty, but help the peoples who need the help at this point of time where we are all isolated. People need the money, people need the food, people need some help. So it's better somehow to cheat the richest people who has a lot of money and doing nothing and get the money from them and give it to the poor. This is my input to the topic what you've given to me. It's depend the situations, you are honest or the rich. If you need to help someone at the point of time where we are facing now, so it's better to cheat the richest people and help the poor.
Thank you, Toastmaster Safe. Well, we had two interesting takes on it, and most of I've got so many private messages asking me why not rich and honest. Yeah, even I would go with that, but that was the topic that was given at hand to them. So let's give a loud round of applause to everyone who took part in today's table topic session. All right, so we will have a poll taken now or at the end? Now, okay. So the speakers were Toastmaster Wafa, Gayatri. Okay, we're not taking Wafa and Gayatri. So you can see the poll that is taken up there. Please vote for the best table topics debater. Timer, please set 1 minute for everyone to vote for the best table topics debater. Does everyone have the screen open?
Yes.
Okay. Timer. I hope you're
There's
timing.
still time.
It's time?
If everyone has voted, then it's okay.
1 minute is up?
5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Thank you, all speakers and everyone. And let me hand over the screen back to our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Wafa Salman.
Let's give a big round of applause for our table topics master, and you can open your camera only, so it's fine. And we have now the results. In front of you, you can see Srinivas got the highest point, and he is the best table topics response. Usually we will announce it at the end, but we will give him the certificate at the end. Okay, let's move on. We are on track, and now it is 4:46. So let's go on with our agenda. And now we will go with our teams are ready. Make sure your names are properly set so we can start calling you one by one. But let me tell you a little bit about how this debate will be running in our meeting. First of all, we have two teams, one affirmative and one negative. Each team has got 3 members, the captain and 2 mates, and the second team has got a captain and 2 mates. Now, as per the debate, first of all, the captain will start the constructive speech, and then will give a constructive speech and be ready for the cross-examination. We don't do at Elite Debaters the rebuttal, only we do the cross-examination. Then he will be cross-examined by the captain of the negative team. After the captain of the negative team cross-examined the captain of the affirmative team, then the captain of the negative team will give his constructive speech. And then he will be cross-examined by the second affirmative team member, and so on. So second by second, third by third, and each one will give the constructive speech and the cross-examination. And at the end, the captain of the affirmative team will give the summary, and the captain of the negative team will give the summary. Each team has got an evaluator, and their evaluators will be writing their notes as per our sheet of evaluation for debates, and they will give them the good comment in the evaluation segment. So let me start by first, let me tell the timer. Can you, timer, tell me the timing of the debaters? Just a segment of the debaters, all of them the timing, the constructive and the cross-examination, please.
Okay. So the captains who will give their constructive speeches will be for 4 minutes. At 3 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 3.5, the yellow card, and at 4, the red card. Do we have 30 seconds grace periods for big debates? No.
No, no.
So if
no.
if it goes beyond 4, it'll be a disqualification.
We have to stop him. The co-host will make him mute, and he will be cross-examined.
Okay. The cross-examinations will be for 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the green card, 1.5 minutes, the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, the red card. After the captains, the rest of the teammates, whoever will be giving the constructive speeches, will be for 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, the green card, 2.5 minutes, the yellow card, and 3 minutes, the red card.
Thank you, timer. Now I want to ask our the two teams, 3 members, please make sure you are pin video of the timer, Faria. Her name is Faria, and the timer, so you will know. Go to her name, hover about her picture, and please click pin video. So you can see her on your screen. You will not be searching about her. So for the speakers, please make sure you know our timer. Are we ready? Can we start? Okay, let's start. Our first, let me start introducing the captain of the of the affirmative team. And the captain of the affirmative team is none other than our prince and our president, Prince George.
Wafa, I'm on the negative team. The
Really?
affirmative is Murli.
Sorry, Morley. Morley G. Okay, so our captain of the affirmative team is our Division E director, very active member. Everywhere you can see him, and he's always there to support you. Please help me welcome Morali Morohar, DGM. And I will do it again for you, our prince. Our captain for the negative team is our president, Prince George. Now, the teammate for the affirmative is second affirmative team member is Dr. Nisreen Sheikh. And the second negative team member is our area director, Tabassum Ali. The third affirmative team for the in our meeting today is Hazel de Souza.
Wafa, just a small correction. Tabassum is on the negative side.
Yes.
Yeah. She said that one.
Okay.
And the third affirmative is Hazel. The third negative is DGM Ram Kumar, our immediate past Division E director. So these are the team. Take your places and be ready. Pin your timer. Now, let's start by our resolution. We have a resolution, and we choose this resolution based on what we are passing through nowadays. And it is the distance. We have to stay at home and stay safe. So our resolution for today is social distance should be the way to lead our life. The resolution that social distance should be the way to lead our lives. Now we'll start over to you, first affirmative, the captain of the affirmative team for his constructive. I will be introducing each one of you when it is the time. So, floor is yours, captain.
Moderator, District Director Wafa Salman, Toastmaster fraternity from world over, girls, and our worthy opponents. Good evening.
We cannot speak quickly. They are cut. Your voice is cut. Try now.
Timer, just please take care of the timing.
Yeah,
I'll count that. Yeah.
Yes, Morali.
Moderator, hello. You're able to hear me?
Yes, now.
Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
Moderator, Toastmasters worldwide, guests, and my worthy opponents, good evening.
Good evening.
Resolved.
Good evening.
Thank you. Resolved, social distancing should be the way to lead our life. The purpose of today's debate is relevant to the present situation, prevailing situation worldwide. We are all facing and fighting against a deadly virus, coronavirus, and every country and World Health Organization is recommending social distance. Social distancing. I will first define the terms of the resolution. Is of maintaining a greater than usual physical distance from other people and avoiding direct contact with people or objects in public places or in public gathering. Number 2.
Excuse me, timer, please pause the time a little bit. Pause the time. Morley, can we have
live?
Morley, wait a minute. Can we have all the videos are off except the timer and Morley on? Ensure me because I have to give them the indications. So all videos are off except the timer and Morley. Thank you.
Also, Murli, please try to take a space which gives you better network. It's probably in some corner.
So, off your video, members. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Morley, start.
Okay.
You will start now.
So the number 3 is life. Time space between life. Time space between a human being's birth.
Excuse me, please. Sorry for interrupting. Wafa.
Yes, Ola.
I cannot. Marley, please. Marley.
Wafa, please intervene, Wafa. It's not going smooth. Please intervene.
Yeah, please. I cannot hear what Marley is saying, and it is so difficult for me as an evaluator to listen to him. So I do believe he needs really to check his connection, because it keeps like I cannot hear what he is saying.
Morley, can you check your connection?
Yeah, it is perfect, and I'm able to hear everybody's, and I'm able to speak clearly.
It's clear now. It's clear now.
Yeah, move on. And your video is not on. Why?
You remove this. Yeah, now is it okay?
Your video is not on.
My mic is on.
Video.
Video is on. I'm able to see my video. Somebody has stopped my video now. Okay, I'm restarting it. Is it okay? I'm able to see me. I'm able to see all of you too.
Okay, move on.
Okay, I'll be talking on what are the social distancing and its benefit. Hello.
Yes, the time has started. Resumed, in fact.
I don't know. Somebody has put off my video. Somebody has put off my video.
Co-host, please check.
You cannot start your video because the host has disabled it, it says.
Just a minute. Ask to start.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Morley, please.
So my two colleagues, Nasreen and Azel, will speak on family bonding and our me time, and Azel will speak on overcrowding in Asian countries. I would like to start with a quote by Dan Groat. He's an enigmatic escape writer, a trilogy. Its name is There is a Silent Difference, not difference, D-E-F-E-R-E-N-C, difference for one another, a distance that is kept on lines that are not crossed, but in the sharing, they each try to pay tribute to the bond in their own way. As often as possible, they open a little and give what they can. This is a quote by him for social distancing. Friends, we all know if health is lost, nothing is lost. If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. Health is above everything. Like Italy today surrenders this disease as they learned a lesson. Ross Gust, a professor of economics and a national senior teaching fellow from the Griffith University, Queensland, Australia, has said, what is social distancing and why it is best tool to fight today's coronavirus? It is the best tool because health officials recommend to slow the spread of this disease that is being passed from person to person. Simply put, it means that people so that any one to another. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention describes social distancing as staying away from mass gathering and keeping a distance of 6 feet or 2 meters about one body length away from each other. So this way, social distancing means not touching other people, and that includes handshake. Physical touch is the most likely way a person can catch this virus or any pathogen and the easiest way to spread. So remember, keep that 6 feet distance and don't touch. Practicing social distancing can prevent most of the transmissions. Thank you.
Thank you, Morley. And now we will be introducing Prince George to cross-examine Morley. I will put off my video. Prince, the floor is yours.
Good evening, my worthy opponent, Mr. Murli.
Good evening.
So in your speech that you just spoke about, you've linked basically health, you've linked health to social distancing, health and touch. You said if you touch, it affects health, and these are the two things you've used in your correlation in your speech. So my question to you is from the subject that we are debating on, is this the way we lead our life? Yes or no? Because again, just to rephrase, you spoke about
yes.
touch and health, but is this the way we lead our life?
Yes.
Question mark. Yes. Okay.
Best
So
way to
what I
lead
would
life.
like to so what I would like to inform you, Mr. Murli, is that health, touch, life are three completely independent of each other. Life is a much bigger spectrum
Please
than just
ask him questions.
Yeah. Okay. So the question to you, okay, since you say yes, I want to ask you that, do you think, is that all that you need in your existence in this life?
Our existence in life is all about our our health, because health is everything. Without health, what is the life is all about? Having money is not life, and having the best health.
So you believe that if you have health, you've lived the perfect life. There's nothing more you need in your life.
It is one of the best way to live. Yes, yes.
What about your emotional connections with family? Do you think that matters, or is only health or your own health that matters?
By the other speakers, I have touched on this. That's why I said the family time, everything will be spoken by the other speakers.
So, but my question to you is that, is this the way to lead our life?
In my view, yes, it is.
And that's all you need. Health is all you need. You don't need wealth. You don't need family. You don't need friends. You don't need anything else. Is that what you're saying?
I have very clearly said in the quote, if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If you lose wealth, you can get back. But if you lose health, you cannot get back the thing. Thank you.
So, Wafa, I cannot hear you. Wafa, you need to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Morley, thank you very much. And now, Prince, please give your constructive negative speech.
Good evening, my worthy opponents and all the viewers of this debate. Firstly, yes, I do agree to the term definitions of this debate. What I would like to highlight is that my team is going to be speaking about a couple of things, which would be human design, emotional intelligence, spiritual bondings, how we manage geopolitics would be covered by me. By my teammate would cover learnings for adults, learnings for kids, about helping each other. And my third teammate, Ram Kumar, would be covering food, health and fitness, office and business success. Now, all these topics that I did mention now are what we are going to use to convince our worthy opponents and this audience on the subject. Now, talking about human design, as everyone knows, we are not animals, but we are known as social animals. Now, there's a reason why this word social has been attached to animals. If we were just animals, we would be in the jungle. And as per the food chain, the more strong or the ferocious animal would be eating up every small animal. But again, as human beings, we coexist. And that's why we are not animals. We are social animals. Talking about the emotional intelligence. Now, all of us as human beings, we all know emotions are the most important part of human existence. I would challenge anyone to deny or to say that they can survive on this planet without any emotion with anybody. No, we need emotion. How are you going to have these emotional bondings and emotional relationships with people around you if you're going to socially distance yourself? You need to have these emotional relationships to survive as a human being. We are core emotional creatures as human beings. Now, talking about spiritual bondings. As per the study done by PEW Research Center's 2012 global study of 230 countries, it is found out that 84% of the global population are religious. This 84% of the population in this world, they have faith in a certain God or in whatever they believe in, which makes them have the social gatherings in which they do their prayers and things like that, which is completely disconnected from the 16% who don't believe in anything which is religious. Now, when you say 84%, you're talking about a majority of human population which needs these spiritual gatherings to survive. We have the option of just switching off things and sitting at home, but do we do that? No, we belong to a community. We belong to a certain faith because of which we exist as human beings. We cannot let go of this by social distancing. Also, talking about geopolitics. Now, all of us have been sitting at home, socially distance ourselves and things like that. Why? Why? It's because there was something that happened in some part of the world. The countries communicated with each other. They understood that this is how we need to do it. They spoke to each other. They did not keep social distance from each other. They spoke to each other, communicated around each other, and understood that this is how they need to solve this problem. And that's why we all are sitting separately. How do you handle geopolitics without, through social distancing? You need to be available. You need to be in touch with people, and that's how you save a country. And that's how things move. So just to summarize what I had to say, human design is most important, is the most important factor. Emotional intelligence, spiritual bonding, and managing geopolitics are all very important and cannot manage this with social distancing. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Prince. Be ready to be cross-examined by Dr. Nasreen. Dr. Nasreen, the floor is yours. Cross-examine the captain.
A very good evening
Good
to
evening.
all my fellow Toastmasters, and what a wonderful insight Toastmaster Prince gave to us. I just have this question for him, that in spite of all this social connection, why there is so much depression and suicidal cases happening then, if we are still communicating and so much connected to each other?
It's a great point that you've raised, Nasreen, and I would love to answer this because it was something on my mind as well, and I have the answer for you. So right now we have statistics for people who are depressed and committing suicide without social distancing, and it's just been 2 weeks, and half of us are frustrated. You give it another 6 months, believe me, those figures are going to double of the number of people who've committed suicide as compared to before, because people are getting frustrated within their four walls. People are not enjoying social distancing, and it's going to show its results in some time if the world is not able to cure itself.
Coming to the religious part that you have explained, though I don't completely agree with what you have said earlier, but then again, where the religion is bringing together certain beliefs and certain faith also believes in a parameter of social distancing. Like for example, in the faith of Hinduism, Namaste, which is again the global salutation right now. And again, in Muslims, we don't shake hands. So it is again a part of social distancing, a part of our religion. Don't you think so?
I don't agree with you, Nasreen, because that would be maybe 1%. Okay, but then the rest of it, people do visit their holy places. People do visit in millions their holy places and places like that, and together they follow a certain faith, and that's what makes them strong as a certain sect or community. And that is the majority. The 1% could be who don't shake hands or who join hands, but then even the even in Hinduism, they join hands when they greet each other, but when they pray together in huge communities, and we cannot do without that. You cannot have Zoom calls for prayers. It's always going to be in social gatherings.
I also understand that social distancing you have taken as an isolation. By social distancing, we don't mean that there is zero communication. There is definitely communication happening. There is no isolation and quarantine. So we were actually talking about the social distancing.
Sorry, Nasreen. I'm going by the definition that was defined by Dr. Murli, and that's what it says.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, Nasreen, please give your constructive speech. The floor is yours.
Social distancing should be the way we should lead our life. If you actually ponder over this, the other positive and the constructive side of social distancing could be family bonding. I'm sure you guys will agree with me that within this period of forced social distancing, haven't you met yourself? Haven't you bonded well with your family? Haven't you taken up that hobby, that passion for which you never found time before? In this busy schedule of yours and this over connection with people have actually made you a machine. We have to maintain a balance. We have to maintain a balance wherein we can sit back, contemplate, and absorb ourselves. Yes, human beings are social animals, but they need time for themselves as well. And they need time for their family and loved ones as well. So for that particular portion of your life, that particular need to recognize yourself, that particular time that you need for yourself, you definitely, for some time or the other in your life, you have to maintain that distance. And that's what we are talking about. That's why we are so much positive that social distancing will help you realize your inner potentials and give you time to connect with your loved ones. Just your physical presence doesn't matter. You have to be there 100%. And then you can be creative. You can do a lot. And with this, the concept of homeschooling or working from home also has come into picture, which was never there and we could never think of. Only a few percentage of people would have realized that. So I would say that in this social distancing, you can realize the potential of your own self, you can connect with your loved ones, and you can find time for yourself, which is the most important thing, to unwind yourself. Otherwise, we are all in a rat race. And since we don't have the statistics of how many depressed cases we will have or how many suicidal cases we will have, I would still stand by my statement that because of this over communication and over socializing and over usages of technology and things like that, we have always ignored something very important. Going back to my captain's word, that taking care of your health, by cooking at home, by doing the fitness routines, by taking enough rest. Yes, you have to balance it and then go ahead. So social distancing is definitely the way of life. And I'm sure after all this ruckus, some of us will stick to this. Thank you.
Unmute. Wafa, you need to unmute.
I don't know why I'm forgetting that, sorry.
You
Thank you,
unmute.
Dr. Nasreen. And now, Tabassum, please cross-examine Dr.
Good evening, all my lovely audience and Toastmasters from all around the world. It is nice to be socially connected with all of you. And yes, Nasreen, to you too, my worthy affirmative opponent. Yes, I'm sure you love my fantasy, don't you? This is the power of being socially connected. Let me come back to your first question, Dr. Nasreen, where you said that this is a time to be bonded with family. What was stopping you from bonding with your family? Did you need an excuse of a virus to bond with your family? Dr. Nasreen, yes or no?
Yes. No, actually, all of us, as I said, are in a rat race. We have our own schedule, right from the school-going children to the earning bread earners. They all have a strict schedule and we are running. We are just running. We don't have time. And that's what our routine is all about. So definitely we needed this break.
We needed it, but who is to be blamed? Do we need, if we are at fault, definitely we need a person to tell us that yes, slow down. We are at fault. And for that, we need people. We cannot in isolation come up with all these things. So you need someone to tell you, someone to interact, someone to be that close to you socially, that that person takes the liberty and tells you that, yes, you are wrong. You need to slow down. Yes or no?
We have to be thankful to this virus on a positive note that it gave us a time, it threw a brick to a passing car that, yes, stop and listen to this, stay with your family, realize your own potentials and give some time and rest to yourself.
Let's not have a brick thrown at us because with the curfew, you can't even go out and cure yourself. Coming to the concept of homeschooling as you're advocating, what is the percentage of homeschooling? I'm sure once this is a very, very temporary phase. Once we go back, we will go back to our normal schooling. The percentage will remain as it is. Yes, it has opened new avenues. So as far as you're telling me homeschooling, that has remained a very, very small percentage. Don't you think, Dr. Nasreen?
Even though it has been very small and a very novel concept in Asia, but Westerners, if you go to see.
Time is up. Okay, thank you, Dr. Nasreen. Now, Tabassum, please do your constructive speech.
Thank you so much. Before I start, I really want to sing for our captain of the affirmative team a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Without
happy
washing
birthday to you. Yes, wash your hands later on.
Your time hasn't started.
Sure.
Yeah. Timer, please don't time that.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's okay. You can time it. I'm totally okay with it.
No, Tabassum, your captain is not okay with it.
Okay. No. So I hope Division Director Murli, did you like us singing for you happy birthday? Yes. Okay, his voice is muted. You can just nod your head. I can see you nodding.
We will sing to
DTM
him
Murli.
Yeah.
Yes, we will all sing to him. But I would love if we can just, okay, he's gone off now. I'm sure he's sitting alone over here when his family is back home. I'm sure he would appreciate that, there are people around who want to sing happy birthday to you. And I'm sure you feel nice when you see so many messages coming in, when your family is coming and giving you a hug and saying happy birthday. We need to be socially connected for that. Am I right? We are, as my worthy captain pointed, we are a social animal. We have been designed that way. We cannot exist in isolation. Why a social animal? Let's take an example of animals. A deer, a buffalo, anyone, they all move around in herds. They need that touch to touch. And if they stray away, what happens? They fall prey. They will die. They need to be together. And that is how you survive, you exist, and you carry on. Coming to point number 2. Look at our children. They learn when they play, when they enjoy what they are doing. I can teach them many things. It is like take a stick and give them, come on, learn, learn, learn. They will not learn that fast. Put them with the children. When they're playing around, they're enjoying what they're doing. They learn coordination, they learn teamwork, they learn to share, they learn to care. Can you teach them? Unless and until they face it, they are in that situation. That is how they can learn. Talking about social distance. If my child is 1 meter away from me and I say, oh, bravo, bravo. No, that will not be impacted unless I go and give a hug to my child. That feeling is there, that feeling of that love, that emotion, that bonding, which will only come when you are connected. Or my friend, someone tapping my back and saying, well done, bravo. I think I would like that. I would appreciate that. So I would say social distancing, this is a very, very temporary phase. I'm sure even here, why we are surviving is because we are connected, even if not really through virtually. We want that touch. Just imagine if a virus would hit the internet and that goes up. Can you just imagine the scenario when you're actually in an isolation in a room? You don't know what is happening all around. That will be called a social distancing when you're totally lost. We are still connected in some way or the other. So I would say 3 things: that we are designed to be socially connected with each other. We learn a lot. Sharing, caring, loving, coordination that only comes with our interaction and our being together. Third, united we stand, divided we fall. This is a very temporary phase. It will pass away and then we once again will step out of our house and will want to be social. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you. Now we will listen to the third affirmative. Hazel, please cross-examine Tabassum. Hazel.
Yeah. Good evening, Tabassum, my opponent team. Yeah, I'd just like to
good evening.
Thanks so much for your wonderful points. And I'd like to start with this. You said, united we stand, divided we fall. Do you think this situation is not making us to stand unitedly for each other?
As I explained, I think twice or thrice, good evening, my worthy opponent. I explained this is a very transitionary phase, very, very temporary phase that we are facing right now. But this shall pass away. And we will once again go back to physical meetings where we would like to see each of us face to face. And we will also have some take-home messages. We will also be virtually connected with the world and also physically connected with each other.
Actually, to just say that it's time we try to understand that with our busy life schedules, we have forgotten how to be united with colleagues, with families. And this situation has taught us so much. So do you remember what Narendra Modi recently said? That if we don't maintain if we don't maintain social distance, we'll be suffering for the next 21 years. So don't you feel we need, at this situation, current situation, we need to maintain that distance with our social lives or gatherings or friends?
See, if I touch a hot pot, I may just burn for a little, when I'm cooking, for example, I touch a hot pot, okay, I get burned and immediately I react with medicine or something. As soon as I'm all right, I again go back to my cooking. Am I correct? So this is a very temporary thing. No wonder, as soon as the world comes back to normal, we will slowly start going back into the social life. And trust me, if we don't, it will be disastrous for the entire world.
Yeah, but
so we have to pray to go back to our normal life.
You're right. But if we don't obey authorities, I think we will be in this situation for a very long time from now, and that will be more harmful for us. So I think we need to obey authorities and maintain the social distance at this point of time, which will help us to be safe for the future.
True. Just imagine this is a classroom where we are sitting in a class, we are attending lectures, we are in discipline, we cannot move. As soon as the school gets over, when this situation gets over from the world, then we are free, like school kids, to run around, play on the ground, roll in the mud. So let's wait for that time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you, moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Tabassum. And now Hazel, please give your constructive speech.
Yeah, I like to start that I agree with social distancing should be the way of life. Overcrowding is one of the major concerns that Asian countries face, and according to CNN's October 2019 report, 5,200 inmates of the new Bilbao prison in Philippines die annually due to overcrowding. The inmates of the prison were found crammed together with barely enough place to sleep. One room held 85 inmates in a 200 square foot space. This led to unmanageable outbreaks of pulmonary tuberculosis. As per the latest United Nations report, Asian countries are known for their massive population of 4.6 billion as of March 26, 2020, which is 59.76% of the total world population. According to WHO, inadequate shelter and overcrowding are major factors in the transmission of diseases with epidemic potential, such as acute respiratory infections, meningitis, typhus, cholera, and scabies. Overcrowding endangers residents, especially during emergencies in case of fire and natural calamities. Thus, social distancing should be the way to lead our life. Henceforth, the New York Times, in their March 18 report, says that Asian countries like Singapore, Taiwan, and Hong Kong have recorded only a handful few of deaths and relatively few cases of people infected by the pandemic coronavirus, as they were supported by a government willing to act fast and be transparent. Singapore has spent years building a public health system that includes designated clinics for epidemics, and they have been urging the public to wash their hands or sneeze into tissues during flu season. Developing Asian countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan could look up to these countries and give health a priority at all times. Health should be made a priority, and governments should work towards building adequate healthcare facilities in the country. The Global Competitiveness Report for the year 2017-2018 by the World Economic Forum states that Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia rank highest in terms of infrastructure. Thus, I like to conclude that social distancing should be not only the way life now, but in the future also. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazel. And now our third negative speaker, Ram Kumar, please cross-examine Hazel. Ram Kumar. Can anybody check if he's muted?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now we can.
Thank you. My worthy opponent said, I would like to ask her, social distancing is the way to lead our life. She was emphasizing again and again, basically, on the emergency issue. Let me ask her, how long should we maintain the social distancing? Do you agree that it's a temporary or permanent? Yes or no? Is it temporary or permanent?
It is permanent.
How can you say that it is permanent? I have another question to ask you.
Yeah.
You said people are suffering with pulmonary diseases, tuberculosis, contagious, and cholera, and several other diseases you highlighted. If you maintain completely isolated, do you think will there any disparity? Will the government be taking enough efforts without having major disruption with the finance and revenues? If you want to be completely isolated,
well, when I say distance, I do not say distance of a very big distance. It's like maintain at least 1 meter.
How can you? Okay. Another question I want to ask you: how can you justify the social distancing will only the way forward to keep everybody healthy?
Yeah, because
without having medical professionals coming and treating, physically approaching to the doctor. How can we eradicate the pulmonary disease, the tuberculosis, the cholera, the so-called coronavirus, or whatever it is you said? You agree? Yes or no? So I believe physical distance will require social distancing is a temporary, not a permanent. Yes or no?
I disagree. I disagree to what you're saying, because it's important that countries like Asian countries take care of their infrastructure and healthcare facilities instead of I mean, they need to take care of their facilities, and instead of thinking that it's temporary, but there should be a future on, because thanks.
Another question I have to ask you is 2019 your report said CNN the people are grouped together in clusters, but is it quite okay? Yes or no? Yes.
No, the time is up for cross-examination, Ram. Now, please, thank you, Hazel. Now, Ram, please give your constructive speech. And where is the camera? Please start your camera.
Because when you said, okay, give me 1 minute.
Yeah, now we can see you, Ram. Start your constructive speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, fellow audience. Good evening. It's a nice opportunity to interact with you all. This
Good
is the
evening.
subject we are talking. Good evening to you once again. So, World Health Organization, I'm coming with a concrete evidence and reference sources. World Health Organization is now suggesting that it is not social distancing, it is a physical distancing. However, I agree there are disadvantages and advantages to it. Social distancing can compromise other aspects such as social empathy, physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual. I'm talking reference to 4 quadrants of life. Now, there are 3 basic, 3 impacts. When I say, I have studied American Journal in 2020, March 21st. It is saying that, can we have revenues without disruption revenues? Buyers and sellers gap is growing. 66%, it is published in the journal. 66% business to business sales roles are field based, not with the social distancing. 77% of buyers don't see sellers as a business resource. 68% don't see major differentiation. And above all, 90% willing to interact, interfere with people directly one-to-one, especially how. Now, I would like to bring to your attention on 3 things. Our food, our health and fitness, and how about our working from home. Due to the need of social distance have disadvantages, but there are some major problems to it. Firstly, there is a sense of disconnect. Remote work causes employees to feel disconnected, unfocused, facing work issues as a team. It builds the team. They trust each other. Second, health and fitness, restricted movement due to social distancing limit people to their homes. Not many people have as much space in their homes like my opponent said has movement which they do not normally have during the days. Children are not allowed to play grounds. Important thing is mental health of children and their aspect is regulated in social distancing. Teenagers and young adults cannot pursue their hobbies at sports, as gyms and stadiums, and many of them are closed. This affects their training and can lead to poor performance eventually. Now, what is food? To start with food, due to social distancing, it is very costly. We have laborers to keep their homes, and this will result in shortage of laborers to pick vegetables, fruits, farms. Shortage of laborers and transport facilities will cause delay in reaching to the product from farms to collect centers and outlets in their towns and cities and so on. The scarcity of food supply will drive prices of the food products upwards. But even in the last, I agree that social distancing.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Ram. Now, Morley, can you cross-examine? No, yeah, Morley, can you cross-examine Ram Kumar, please?
DTM Ramkumar, very good speech, but I wanted to know how much of this speech was related to the topic which we are discussing. However, with the points which you have said, I would like to ask a few things. Now, these movements of vegetables or movements of children or training and performance, or this has got anything to do with the topic which is social distancing is a way to the leading present life. And I have explained very clearly the practice of maintaining a greater than usual physical distance. So how the social distance you say is not correct for this topic with all the examples you have given?
I would like to again reiterate that we are not denying, but however, as a captain of affirmative opponent, I would like to encourage you, saying that social distancing is temporary based on the current situation. It will not be sustained for long. We cannot feed people. We cannot bring the resources at the cost of revenue disruption.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, now with the social distancing, you think things are not coming to, you let us say, for example, our Kuwait, are we not getting the things, many people are working from home? Is this stopping the entire thing? The process is delayed, but has it stopped?
Are you saying me that you are getting the products being at home? How it is reaching at home? How we are getting into the Kuwait? What are the transport communication systems are there? How many people are do you have in your, do you have any logic or analysis or idea behind it? How
No,
the
I want
products
you
are
to tell
reaching,
me.
even from the food,
No,
commodities, basic utilities, including the energy resources, electricity, water, anything that you name it, each
everything
and
is
every utility
available
and
on
the commodity, it is
social
not available
distancing
of the
doesn't
racks,
mean,
even the issue,
please
in the
allow
hygienic
me,
issue also, even the
let's
hygiene tissue papers,
maintain a good
even,
decorum.
dear
Please.
opponent, my opponent, I would like to say, dear audience, do you agree? You mean the physical distances we need to transfer these virus by being
Physical
Time is
touching
up.
each other,
Thank
sitting
you,
with each
Ram.
other? Are you chuckling?
Thank you, Ram. Thank you,
Okay.
Ram. Time is up. Morally, please do your conclusion and the
Very
summary
good.
speech, please. 3 minutes max. Floor is yours.
Masters and my worthy opponent, I would like to conclude whatever we have said in this last few minutes, as we have reiterated that social distance doesn't mean far away or not getting connected with people. It is just maintaining a distance and making sure things are within the respectable distance. We respect other people. And my other colleague also said that by social distancing, we have been able to explore into a new arena of homeschooling and connect with our own family members. And we are able to do many things by social distancing. And my final speaker also said about the crowd in the population crowd in the Asian countries and how can jeopardize the people's activity. So I would love to tell you, social distancing has got nothing to do with the present scenario only. Even for our day-to-day life, our age, in tradition, our forefathers also maintained this tradition of social distancing. A male and female cannot, or even in public, a man and man cannot rub like anything. So social distance in this perspective is nothing to do with strike or people are not coming able to come or work from home only. It is maintaining a decent distance where we maintain and lead a decent, healthy life. And by social distancing, it doesn't mean that, as far as someone said, not practicing your social habits or sports. Social distancing is maintaining a decent distance from a person and getting all your things done and achieving all the set goals of your own life. So with this note, I would like to again reconfirm and agree, or rather say that as an affirmative team, we resolve saying that social distancing is the way to lead the life today and forever. Thank you.
Thank you. And now the captain of the negative team, Prince George, please give your summary speech. Floor is yours.
My worthy opponents have one fundamental difference or issue with understanding what we are debating upon. What I don't understand is why are they not understanding that social distancing is eventually going to affect food? Let me give you an example. A farmer who's getting tomatoes from the field, is he going to pick a tomato, pluck it, throw it onto a truck, and the guy from the truck goes, throws it into a retail store, and then you go and you hold the tomato? Is that what's going to happen? You have to have contact with people while you're doing this whole transaction from the field till the end customer. And this contact is what we are trying to reduce by social distancing. So yes, to answer your question, worthy opponents, right now you're getting food in your house because it's a temporary situation. Do this for 6 months and I challenge you, you will have acute shortage and you will have people dying only because of shortage of food all around the world. So to summarize our speech, basically, our argument, yes, human beings are designed as social animals. We are not animals. So we are bound to have social interaction with each other to survive, be it for any reasons like spiritual bondings, emotional requirements, like we spoke about geopolitics, Also about the learning, like my team member mentioned about for kids and adults, you cannot learn anything if you're going to be away from each other. Human beings together as a race, join hands and learn and grow together as human beings. Food, like we did mention, is going to be an issue. What I don't understand also is what has been mentioned by my worthy opponents was about the rat race and bonding with family. Please, you do not need a virus to make you bond with your family. Prioritize your life. Deal with your things in your life in a way that you prioritize your family if that's what matters to you. We don't need a virus to make you do this. Secondly, what they spoke about homeschooling, the percentage, is there any percentage that my worthy opponents have to endorse that this homeschooling is more beneficial? There is no percentage, there is no validation of this information, so I do not accept that argument at all. Thirdly, and the most important thing, the internet is what is connecting us today. Get this internet off and see how many of you are going to survive. 6 months down, half the world is going to commit suicide. Today you think social connection is through the internet. We are depending too much on that. Once you get the internet off and try to socially distance yourself, we are nothing but objects and we are going to die a slow death. So just to summarize, social distancing is not the way to lead our life. Over to you.
Thank you very much. And now we need to vote for, first of all, we will vote for the best debater. And then when we finish, we will vote for the best team from your perspective. We'll wait till the poll, and then this is the best debater in front of you. Please vote. We have 18 out of 35 voted. Still, we have 20 seconds. Ten seconds left. 21 voted out of 35. Super. I will end the poll. And this is the poll for the best debater. We will share the results later. And now let's run the poll for the best debate team.
Have you sent the poll?
Poll is not received yet.
Check now. Did you get it?
No.
No.
Marco.
Co-host, please help.
Okay, we got it.
Super. We have 15 seconds. 21 out of 35 voted. Okay, we'll end the poll and we will tell the results later. So now let's move to the third segment. First of all, I will unmute all and then we'll mute. We will have a big round of applause for the affirmative team with the captain, Prince, and Nick. Thank you very much. Now, co-host, please mute all again. And let's move to the third segment. Again, the videos that we are not, the people, they don't have a role, please put off their video. The third segment is the general evaluation. And this is my best segment in any meeting, because in this segment, I learn to be a better and better every day. And who's leading this segment is our general evaluator, Alan Paul. So, Alan Paul, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening once again. Evaluations are important for any Toastmaster meeting, and there is no exception for a debate when it comes to debating as well. And today we have two experienced and very famous evaluators from our District 20 to do this. For our first evaluator, the one who will be evaluating the affirmative team, please help me welcome DTM Ola Rashid. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for Toastmasters.
Excuse me, Ola. Timer.
Sure.
Is the timer ready with the timing?
Yes, yes, I'm ready.
Okay, 2 to 3 minutes.
Yes.
Great. So good evening, everyone, General Evaluator and all participants here, and especially for my affirmative team. Now, just to make it obvious how I will be evaluating this team, I will be evaluating member by member, and at the end, I'll be evaluating the team as three of them. At the beginning, I will start with the captain of the affirmative team, DTM Marley. Now, DTM Marley, at the beginning, it was hard for me to understand what he was saying at the beginning because of the internet connection. But later on, I saw that he already spoke about the resolution, and he defined, if I'm not mistaken, 3 words in the resolution. This is how we should do it, about the word distance, way, and life. Now, the thing that when you as a captain for any team, at the beginning you need to give an explanation what you and your team will do. I didn't see that part in your beginning. I needed to see like, okay, my team will speak about 1, 2, 3. So the people will understand what the points that you are containing in your speech. Now, during the handle the question when you were cross-examined with Prince. Now, Prince, when he asked the questions, and actually I have found that in both teams, they were too nice to each other and they were not giving the questions where you need to say yes or no. Because in debating, you don't really need to give a space for someone to confirm what they are debating for. But here, one other thing I wanted to highlight, DT and Marley, that when you are asked a question, we cannot say that my members, they will speak about it, because the question is given to you, not for one of the members of your team. Now, for Nasreen, the question she asked really while she was examining the Prince, she was really good. But at the same time, the point that I have said, that you don't give a chance to your opposite member to confirm or to explain why they are for it. You need to be not aggressive, but you need to be aggressive, but in a very political and nice way, where you need to do the questions. You need to say yes or no. Don't give them that much space to explain their own answer. Your speech was really very good, but what I was missing in your speech, Nisreen, the sources. Because for me, I have seen the points that you spoke about, they were only from your personal opinion. I didn't see that I didn't see any sources that they have been used later on. So try to work on that part. And you were good while you were cross-examined by Tabassum, if I'm not mistaken. Now for Hazel, the questions you asking, they were really very good when you were asking those questions. But at the same time, you try not to give a space for someone. You try in general to form a question where you need them to say yes or no. Your speech was good. You have a lot of resources were mentioned, but at the same time, when you debate and you wanted the audience to believe that what you are saying is correct, you need to create that kind of connection with them. Like I have seen you just reading from the paper. You can speak about something and then you can relate it to other people, this is how you really convince people to believe what you are saying. Now, at the end, as a team, you did really a good job. But to be honest with you, in debating is really very critical thing, and it's not easy to let the people really understand, and at the same time to agree with you. I was not 100% convinced. Although you used a very good points to speak about how it's the distance, the social distance is really a good thing, but I was not convinced about that part. So try for the later on, try to cover the topic itself from all the sides, where even if you will be cross-examined by the opposed team, you will be prepared for everything. And that's all. It was so enjoyable for me to watch a debate. I didn't watch it for a long time. And back to the general evaluator. General evaluator.
Thank you, DT Amola, for that very elaborate evaluation. With that being said, I would like to introduce our second evaluator, who will be evaluating the negative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Biji Gittins, or raise your hands. All right.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible? Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes?
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Allen, our moderator of the day, and my affirmative team. Let me get you on the gallery so I can see your great faces. Okay. So with all this time that I have right about now, I've devised this really fantastic algorithm, and you will not believe it took me so much time, because I have so much time in my hand right now. And it's the fact that we're actually going to, or nearing towards being 100% insane in some time. So my negative team of today have actually said that aptly, that social distancing is definitely not going to be the way of our life, because like what our team captain said, Prince, we are social beings and not animals. So I have to reiterate that. And he very strongly set the opening for our audience. And you would agree that he laid out these 6 points from social beings and human bonding, all the way to geopolitics, to spiritual bonding, versus the little things in life that we don't look at, such as interacting with people or learning. So he had these 6 points that him and his team very strategically put together to present the case today. Going into the evaluation, what I loved about all our speakers is that they knew what exactly they were going to talk about. They said it from experience, so we could very much relate to that. And our team captain put a lot of facts and figures into it, so I really appreciate that. Our second speaker, Tabassum, when she got into the point wherein she was speaking about how children should be homeschooled and how adults should be together. She brought those points strongly as well. And Prince and Tabassum were very good as far as interacting their questions together with each other and also to the affirmative team. Finally, Ram had come about with all these facts and figures, and I do have to agree with him because I did see that WHO has said that just having lockdowns leading to social distancing is not going to cure the epidemic. So it's more as far as human beings being together with each other. My recommendation, what I would like to see for our speakers in general, is to add some facts and figures more. I've seen that from our second speaker today. There was more of personal, actually there was no facts and figures to basically put that point across as far as how learning for adults and children, because our team captain mentioned that, but that point was not very, it was not taken forward. So I would have loved to see that for our next speech coming along. And during the cross-examination, I'd seen that our negative captain Murli and Ram had this chasing going back and forth. So either you have a yes or no answer or question and then just give the floor to the next person. So let's keep it moving because it's everyone to say. In ending or in closing, I have to say that let's not have the virus to bring us into an existence mode wherein we have to interact with each other, because social distancing is definitely not the way to life. And there is no validation. So I agree. All my team members did well today, and you definitely have given me the call to action. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Biji, for that elaborate and wonderful evaluation.
Thank you.
Toastmaster of the day, shall I proceed with my comments, or are we going with the voting right now?
Let's vote for the best evaluator, and then we will go with your comment.
Okay, all right. So we'll be having the polls right now. Timer. Good, right?
Toastmaster Ola has not qualified actually.
What is it?
Toastmaster of the day, can we have your comments on this?
It means we have anonymous winner, BG Kittens.
I enjoyed Ola though. Ola, you were good. Thank you.
So we stopped.
But you were a lot over time. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So back to you.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Now I will be giving my report. So, our first online debate meeting. Wow. Now, I need not talk about the time and the other factors. You guys are experienced Toastmasters. You know where you need to improve. And as this is our first online meeting, I wouldn't be going into these minor details as we are still learning. But some prerequisites like connectivity have to be checked in advance. So you can always get in touch with IT experts. Like I saw Kejiton over here. There are many in the district 20 who can help you out with technicalities. Or best is to have a mock session to check these things before the actual meeting so that we would have a smooth meeting at the end of the day. Now, irrespective of all these things, I really like the quality of the meeting. Table topics is in fact one of my favorite segments. I really love the topic, very apt for debating. Now, I was just wondering why we couldn't have cross-examination for table topics. Mainly because this is a phase where we get to have a taste of debating. Even if we don't agree with some of the topics, we need to use our impromptu and active listening skills to debate. And if most of us have been in Toastmasters for long enough, and you know that this debating and all are uncharted territories where there is a lot to explore. So table topics might be the segment for us as guests to explore more about debating. Moving on to the next point, a break would have been good. I know there's no food like we usually have in our Toastmaster meetings, but still a break for at least 5 minutes would have been good for us to do things. Five minutes would be great for that. Now, regarding the main debate session, my team of evaluators has already covered most of the points. Now, while we love to debate and each one of us want to win, let's not forget our core values. We are here to support one another, and the outcome of this debate should be an educational session for both the teams to learn from one another. This is a unique club. I don't know how many debating clubs are there in the world, but with the current situation that we are in, we are isolated. Why not utilize the best of it? I believe this club only meets once a month. And even after we have our normal meetings, why not continue this trend of having online meeting at least once a month? You can have one online meeting and another one which is physically there. Because a club as unique as this, with experienced members who can teach us how to debate and improve our debating skills, I believe that we can get an international crowd as members. Now, my recommendation to elite debaters is to work more on marketing so that there is a better reach. For your next meeting, post on popular Facebook pages and let's raise awareness to the Toastmasters community of one of the most unique Toastmasters club that exists in Kuwait, that anyone in the world can join. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, our General Evaluator. And it's our pleasure to have you as General Evaluator, AD Alan Paul. And I want to thank everybody. We had a great time. And we have lots of people from different districts are visiting us. I saw different district directors, and I will leave that to the president to have the words with the guest. By that, my turn comes to an end. And now I will give the control to our president, Prince George.
Thank you, Wafa. Just a quick question. What about the debates? We're supposed to have the poll and the results of the poll, right?
Yeah, the results are with the co-host. Adam will give them to you.
All right. So, Adam, would you like to take charge?
Can you talk with the guest and see from which districts? We have 116, we have 779, we have even from South Africa,
Wow,
India.
that's great.
We have
great.
lots of districts are there. 41.
So, right. So I can see someone from, is that Division 59? Connie from Amsterdam? Hi, Connie, welcome.
District.
Yeah, District 59, sorry.
Salam alaikum.
How are you, Connie?
Yes, I'm from Amsterdam, Holland. I'm area director of C3, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm a club coach for Alexandria, Egypt, and one of Iman, she's from Alexandria, Egypt. She told me about your meeting, so I'm very privileged to attend this meeting. I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you. I can also see a lot of more guests in the list. Is there anyone who would like to say anything? Who's enjoyed the debate, or any comments or any scope of improvements that you
We
may
have
feel?
from 105.
Hi, it's Varada here from District 105. I should thank Toastmaster Farhan for he had posted this one in the Zoom Division F Zoom group. I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to see you again in the virtual meeting. It's lovely, and especially the way it's table topic conducted. I'm going to copy in as clubs.
Thank you, Varda. We take that as a compliment. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
We have from District 141. Oh, somebody is raising hand. President.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not able to see.
Yes, please speak.
Yeah,
Jerome.
please
Jerome.
go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead. Hi, Jerome.
Yeah, so I'm Philippine from District 94, actually in Mali, West Africa. So I really enjoyed the experience as a first one for me. I was just a bit confused about the time, because you give just the time on Kuwait time without giving the green mint one, the universal one. So we had to try to source, so that the connection, the time ahead or the time behind should be. Otherwise, I really enjoyed. But at the end, I couldn't just understand one point. That was the vote about the two evaluators, because automatically there was a kind of result saying that everybody voted for one instead of the others. I didn't understand well this point. Thank you for the following meetings. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jerome. Thank you. Firstly, your feedback well taken, and we agree. Because since it's online, we're also transitioning onto an online session. There should be a GMT timeline also mentioned, so that globally people can tune in as per the time differences. Thank you for that feedback. Also about the question that you asked, I think it is just that one of the evaluators had overshot the time, so that's why we had to unanimously elect or award the prize to the other evaluator. So that's what happened in the evaluation. Thanks. Anyone else? Would you like to have any comments about the meeting?
Yes, Prince.
Yes. Hi. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening, all of you. This is Rajendra Verma. I'm Division Director here. Can you hear me?
Yes. You're clear. You're audible.
Great. Nice to see you. And this is Division Director from District 105. Oh my God, it's such a pleasure to be here. We used to hear about the world becoming small in terms of travel. Now, in terms of virtual meetings, I think it has become even smaller, because today I'm able to see so many faces that I recognize, which I was a part of maybe when I was in Saudi. For example, I saw Saif Ali Sheikh, I saw Wafa, I saw a couple of others. And I don't know if you remember me, but it's a great pleasure to really say hello to so many of the old friends. And this is absolutely possible because of the virtual meetings. So while we lose out something on Corona, I think the advantage is that we gain in terms of meeting our old friends, old colleagues, and old Toastmasters. In terms of meetings, it was a wonderful meeting. I really enjoyed, and I really appreciate the way you go on a debate in an online meeting. People are struggling to conduct an online meeting with the normal speeches and evaluations and table topics, and you dared to do debate, and you did it really well. So congratulations, enjoyed being a part of this.
Thank you so much for your positive feedback. We're glad you enjoyed the meeting. Thank you so much. I think now we have
one hand for Jaya Kumar.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
DTM Jayakumar Menon, the president of the first and the finest club of Qatar, Doha Toastmasters Club.
Okay.
I'm really fortunate to have been part of this meeting today. I really learned a lot. Actually, I do conduct debates for kids. I run a program called the Podium Masters for Kids on weekends. And one of the items every meeting that I have with them is a debate. And it is a quick debate. And sometimes we have a turncoat debate also. So that the person who's speaking for immediately changes his color and he speaks against it. So anyway, but today I really enjoyed the way it's a very professionally managed one. And I understand that the topics were given well in advance, but my advice would be to probably give the topic in advance, but the team should prepare for and against both, and then you should have a toss, and then that is where the challenge is, so that they are able to adapt to which side they should be speaking on. I think it's all about speaking, isn't it? It's all about communication. So you can either go for the topic and against the topic. And one more thing is when you were speaking about for the topic or affirmative and negative. I think negative is a very negative word for Toastmasters. I would say it should be for and against, or affirmative and non-affirmative.
Very good.
The negative word is a very negative, it brings down the whole curtain down. And usually my experience is the persons who are against the topic always win, or the team who is against the topic always win. So the resolution should always be just one sentence. For example, it is better to be poor, honest and poor, not give a choice between honest and poor and rich and whatever. So there shouldn't be, the resolution should be just one. Homework should be banned. Uniform should be banned. That sort of a thing. Or, you cannot give two choices in a debate. There is already two sides to a debate there. You have two teams. Why to give more complications there? Anyway, I loved the way you conducted it. Very professionally done and very eloquent. So hats off to you, elite Toastmasters, elite debaters. And for your information, we are having Doha Toastmasters having an online meeting on Saturday, and one of the topic is debate. We will have a 30-minute debate, and we have two teams. The topic is something similar to this, to the COVID experience. Working from home is good for organizations. That is the topic. Working from home is good for the organizations. So you're welcome. I have already posted the invite on our new group. So those who are interested can join. It is better you join in early because in Qatar, Toastmasters are very, very, very active. And sometimes in a very few minutes, the whole thing gets blocked, and we have only about 100 max to be accommodated. So wish you all the best. Elite Toastmasters, hats off to you, doing a very good job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
President results.
Yes, now to announce the results, I would like to hand over the stage to the club coach, the one and only Stanwar Adam.
Best table topics, drum rolls. Ooh.
Congratulations, Srinivas. Moving on. The best
you.
evaluator.
Best
No
evaluator.
guesses.
Drum rolls.
Yay, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it is.
BG.
Now, best.
Now the big ones. Any guesses?
Prince George.
Debate team.
Non-affirmative.
Non-affirmative.
Yay!
Congratulations to the team members. Captain Prince George, Toastmaster Tabassum Ali, and DTM Ram Kumar. All of you would be receiving the certificate shortly in your emails. And now to our best debater for today is Toastmaster Prince George. Congratulations to all the winners.
Our champion, our district champion.
I would like to thank my parents, my
Yes.
No, complete credit to my team, Ram and Tabassum, for being a great, great help. And we had a lot of discussions. We prepared ourselves quite well, so it showed. Glad, and thank you, opponents, for giving us a tough competition. It was fun. We learned a lot. That's more important. Thank you.
I thank the Table Topics Master for giving me a good topic to be non-affirmative on.
Thank you. All right. So now that the results are,
everybody.
Yeah. Now that the results are out and it's
bringing us everybody united.
Time for closure of the meeting.
Yeah.
I thank everybody to be here with us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, people from all over the world joining us, really boosting this debate session and bringing us together as a team. Thank you all for your support, feedback, and the teams to participate. Thank you, everybody. And I would like to call this meeting to an end. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have just posted the link for the feedback. So please feel free to use the link to share your feedbacks, please.
I'm going.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care. God bless.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.